FNAF Special Delivery isn't a FNAF game I've had much time to play, but while the app remains unopened on my phone, I still have an appreciation for the animatronics, and some of the recent additions to FNAF AR are pretty damn terrifying, and those abominations are what we're exploring today. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Connor Monroe and this is the Top 10 Scary FNAF Special Delivery Animatronics Part 3. The last one did alright, but I mean there are some really cool new additions that I really wanted to talk about, so here's a part 3 that nobody asked for. At least it isn't Tastiest Animatronics Part 2, right? Okay, let's do it. And at 10, Aeronaut Toy Freddy. Aeronaut Toy Freddy is a skin for Toy Freddy with a steampunk pilot and engineer theme. He is Toy Freddy's third skin and the second skin added in the Screampunk event. He was released on July 1st. Aeronaut Toy Freddy is a much darker shade of brown than his original counterpart, with a lighter colored snout and mouth. His hat is now much larger and features various scrap metal and gears. He wears large gear and magnifying glass based goggles. He also wears a large leather trench coat, leather pants, a leather boot, and a clock based bow tie, which is weird. His chest cavity is broken up to show multiple golden gears, and he wears a golden pilot badge. He has a large bag strapped around his shoulder, and he has a steampunk arm cannon on his left forearm. His left hand and right foot are also encased with golden metal, which is pretty sick. Finally, he wields a large metal wrench. However, while interesting, it isn't the scariest skin. I just don't want him to get anywhere close to me with that wrench, because we all know how that's gonna end. And at 9, Flamethrower Bear Endo. Flamethrower Bear Endo was a new summer-themed animatronic added on July 23rd, 2020 from FNAF AR's event known as the Sizzling Summer Event. Flamethrower Bear Endo is an orange endoskeleton with a large red welding mask and 2 large gas canisters on his back. The canisters are also hooked up to a flamethrower attached to his arm. And while not the most intimidating character looks-wise, the fact that this character straight up has a flamethrower makes him probably the most dangerous one out of the bunch. Some of these sure have their advantages as well, but some are only good in the water or something similar. This dude will burn your house down for fun and then regret nothing. Mostly because robots don't have emotions. But still, there's something to be scared of. This guy was built to burn down, and I don't think that he's gonna be waiting for your approval before going berserk. I don't know, maybe he's a sweet guy after all. Maybe I can change him. And at 8, Broiler Baby. Broiler Baby is the first skin for Circus Baby in Special Delivery and the second skin for the Sizzling Summer event, added after Flamethrower Bear Endo. Broiler Baby for the most part looks exactly like Circus Baby, except the fact that she is covered in soot and has red eyes instead of green. She also features a large boiler on her stomach, and instead of a microphone she holds a coal shovel. The inside of her mask also seems to be lit up by fire. The red eyes are not only meant to indicate fire and heat, but also I'm sure to let us know that this version of Baby is not possessed by Elizabeth Afton, since Baby's eyes were originally blue and then changed to green when she got possessed. And not only does the inside of her head look like she was on fire, but her endoskeleton also appears to be red hot, similar to Flamethrower Endo. The coal shovel looks like a feather in the screenshot orientation, at least from what I saw, but all of this begs the question, why? Where did this come from, and how did this happen? And at 7, Melted Chocolate Bonnie. Melted Chocolate Bonnie is a melted variant of Chocolate Bunny, obviously, released on April 1st, 2021. He is the 4th skin for Bonnie and the first skin of 2021 to be released alone. Melted Chocolate Bonnie looks near identical to Chocolate Bonnie, except he's obviously melting. He has way more holes than the original Chocolate Bonnie, some of which show more of his endoskeleton, and is now a slightly darker shade of brown. Finally, on his upper left arm, lower right arm, and left hand, various small sprinkles can be seen, kinda like those Little Debbie rainbow sprinkle brownies. It also took me forever to remember what the hell these were called. Even if it reminds me of a cherished childhood treat, this thing is still horrifying. It being melted gives it a more ruined appearance, like it just shouldn't exist, which just adds to the creep factor. It looks like a zombie, like a chocolate zombie, which isn't healthy because it wants you to eat it, but if you take a bite then you also become a chocolate zombie too. And at 6, Blackheart Bonnie. Blackheart Bonnie is a Valentine's Day themed skin for Bonnie released on February 4th, 2021. He is Bonnie's third skin and was added during the Heartstoppers event on the same day as Heartsick Baby. Blackheart Bonnie looks nearly identical to Bonnie, however his entire body is now made up of black glass. His torso, upper left arm, right forearm, and both his legs are covered in scratches, cracks, and holes. His eyes are mostly black, but his irises glow a bright red. Finally, in his torso there is a pixelated heart that flickers and glows. This is the scarier of the 2 Valentine's Day skins, but oh my god, is this thing wicked sick. I love the color red, and that being combined with black just makes for a badass color palette. And while it does look incredibly sick, I'm still running away, cause this dude got his heart broken and he's about to act out. This guy is gonna key your car as you're driving by on the highway. He's gonna open the back door of the van, lean out and key your car as you try to drive away. It's not okay. He will jump on a tractor trailer in order to catch up with you. He is insane and you need to stay away from him. You thought It Follows was bad? Blackheart Bonnie is worse. Halfway through in at number 5, Big Bad Foxy. Big Bad Foxy is Foxy's 3rd skin and the 2nd skin for the delayed Scary Tales event. He was leaked early on when his assets were found in the game's files though. Big Bad Foxy appears to look identical to Foxy, however is now slightly darker in color and covered in dark gray hair. His hair tufts have extended length, and the left eye is now a large gaping hole shaped to look angry, while his right eye is now black with a red pupil. However, when used during encounters, he's instead replaced by my grandma, who wears a torn blue nightgown, a light blue nightcap, and large gold rimmed glasses, which is weird because her glasses aren't normally that big. And that nightgown must have gone through the ringer. Like, Grandma, are you okay? That thing is tattered more than the old blanket you keep in the basement where you used to hide all the Christmas presents. What? Come closer. Are you sure, Grandma? Like, I mean, like, we're both vaccinated, but like, COVID's still a thing. Like, I don't want to put you at risk. What do you mean it's not a problem? Of course it is! And at 4, Jetpack Balloon Boy. Jetpack Balloon Boy is Balloon Boy's 3rd skin and the 3rd skin of the Screampunk event. The skin was released on July 8th after being leaked by Lumix's community tab on YouTube over 12 hours early. But I mean, still better than Funko leaking the designs of the security breach animatronics, right? Jetpack Balloon Boy's body shape looks identical to that of Balloon Boy, but he now wears a brown leather coat with wool inside the hood, and a large pilot's hat decorated with various gears, bulbs, and other devices. He wears a pair of goggles with the right lens colored green and the left lens broken open to reveal a robotic yellow eye. His shoes and arms also appear to be made up of a bronze metal and covered in gears, and his sign now reads "Let's Fly," with letters being made out of scrap metal bolted onto the blank sign. His balloon is decorated to look like that of a hot air balloon with gears, jewels, and curtains covering it, although I haven't really seen many hot air balloons that look like that. And finally, as his name suggests, he wears a large jetpack on his back, which he will use to fly over your house and dive bomb it, because that's what steampunk stuff does, right? Blow things up? I mean, sounds like it would be fun. And at 3, Clockwork Ballora. Man, with Minecraft getting those copper blocks, steampunk seems to be all over the place. Clockwork Ballora is Ballora's 2nd skin and the 1st skin of the Screampunk event. Clockwork Ballora looks pretty much like normal Ballora, but is made entirely out of golden gears and plates, cause steampunk. Her crown and her shoulder pads have become large gears, and her lower legs, sections of her arms, and her pelvis are all colored in rust color, cause again, you know, steampunk. Her tutu is made up of a large gear rotating that also looks like it can play records, and her top is made up of another rust colored bottom piece and a black colored top piece with a rose pattern on it. Finally, the gold plates that make up her face, arms, and legs are welded into a Victorian style set of patterns with some red colored indents. But this time around she comes with similarly styled mini Renas. The Clockwork mini Renas look like Clockwork Ballora, except their faces have blood stains and their eyes glow green, which is all the more menacing. Bloodstained faces. Love that. Penultimately in at number 2, Sunken Toy Bonnie. As the 2nd skin of the Wicked Tides event that had started as we released the last part of this list, Sunken Toy Bonnie is Toy Bonnie's 3rd skin. Sunken Toy Bonnie also looks basically identical to Toy Bonnie, but is made entirely out of brown and green barnacle covered wood. His stomach is colored with dull pinks, blues, and purples, and he appears to be made out of a more glossy shell-like texture. His bow tie is now made up of 2 purple scallops, and his cheeks have large lime-covered clams covering them. His ear has a large chip in it, and his tail has large vein-like strands of stone covering it. Finally, his eyes are a multicolored watery texture that looks somewhat like opal, or a very blurry coral reef. Basically, a Bonnie animatronic if they were a Scooby-Doo beach villain like the Ghost of Captain Cutler. Finally, in at number 1, Piranha Plushtrap. Piranha Plushtrap is Plushtrap's 2nd skin in FNAF AR and the 3rd skin in the Wicked Tides event. He released on June 7th after being delayed by 3 days for unknown reasons. We actually made a community post about this, and personally, this is one of the scariest FNAF AR skins ever added. Piranha Plushtrap is hardly like the original Plushtrap. except for like the face and being called Plushtrap. Now he's made of a more organic flesh-like material, even having realistic gums. His mouth is littered with long, thin, sharp teeth, and his eyes are extremely small and glow an ocean blue. On the sides of his head are 2 glowing orange gills, and his feet glow that same orange. His hands have orange webbing in between his fingers that also stretch out when his fingers move. Wonderful. His ears are covered with small barnacles, and his mouth, stomach, and right leg are covered in string-like algae that kind of resembles veins. Finally, his body is just covered in spikes, and his torso is split open, revealing his ribs. This thing is actually horrifying, and despite how terrifying it is, I hope we get to see it in another game instead of just special delivery, because damn, it's scary, but it's freaking cool. There we have it, friends, the top 10 scary FNAF special delivery animatronics part 3. Which animatronic from this list scares you the most, and what themes would you like to see for the next FNAF AR event? Be sure you let me know down below. Maybe we can make a list out of it? I don't know. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.